Welcome to the Darkest Corner. Today's tales are about a continuous haunt. Please enjoy. Please like and subscribe and help us grow this channel. Thank you.
I was about 12 years old the first time I ever touched a Ouija board. It wasn't some fancy store-bought one, it was homemade. My best friend, Miguel, had drawn the letters and numbers on a piece of cardboard with a Sharpie, and for the planchette, we used an upside-down glass. We thought it was a joke, a way to scare each other during summer break when our parents worked late. That night, I learned it was anything but a joke. It started out normal, us sitting cross-legged on his bedroom floor, the only light coming from a cheap flashlight propped against a stack of comic books. The air was thick, hot, and still. I remember every sound seemed to echo, even our breathing. We both put our fingers on the glass and asked the classic question, "Is anyone here with us?" Nothing. We laughed, called it stupid, and were about to quit when the glass moved. Just a slow drag, barely an inch, but enough to make us freeze. I thought Miguel was pushing it. He swore he wasn't. His hands were shaking too hard to fake it. The glass started circling, slow, steady. Then it spelled out a name, Laura. We didn't know anyone named Laura. I asked how she died. The glass stopped, then spelled Bath. Miguel said, "Maybe she drowned." We both laughed nervously, but something about it felt wrong. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every sound in the house felt amplified. The creaks in the walls, the hum of the fridge, even the ticking of the clock. But around 3 a.m., I heard water running. I thought maybe my mom had gotten up. But when I went to check, the bathroom light was off, and the sound was coming from inside. The faucet was running full blast. I turned it off, confused, and that's when I saw it. On the mirror, written in the fog, though the air was cold. "I'm still here." No one else in my family had been awake. After that night, weird things followed me. Every time I was near a bathroom mirror, it would fog up without heat. My reflection would distort for just a second, like there was someone standing behind me, a woman with long, dripping hair. Once, when I was showering, the curtain fluttered even though the air was still. I looked down, and for a split second, there was a wet handprint on the inside of the tub. Too small to be an adult's, too perfect to be mine. I threw away that Ouija board, but it didn't help. Years passed. I tried to forget. But a few months ago, I was cleaning out old boxes in my mom's attic and found something at the bottom. Warped cardboard, faded ink, and an upside-down glass. I hadn't seen it in over a decade. When I picked it up, the air went cold. And right then, my phone buzzed with a notification. No number, no contact, just a message that said, "Do you remember me?" I dropped the phone. The bathroom faucet downstairs turned on by itself. I haven't touched a Ouija board since. But sometimes, when the house is quiet at night, I hear dripping water. And when I wipe the bathroom mirror clean, for a second, just a second, there's a face behind mine. And lips whispering the same name I will never forget. Laura. I've always had a fascination with antiques. Old furniture, clocks, trinkets, anything with history. But I learned the hard way that some things should be left where they are. This story is about the porcelain doll I bought 3 years ago. The one that still sits, locked away, in my attic. It started at a small antique shop on the edge of town. I'd gone in looking for an old mirror to hang in my living room. The place smelled like dust and candle wax, the kind of scent that makes you feel like time has stopped inside. But then I saw her. A porcelain doll sitting in a glass display case, wearing a faded blue dress and a cracked locket around her neck. Her eyes were pale blue, almost gray, and they didn't look painted on. They looked wet, like real eyes frozen mid-blink. There was a little handwritten tag beneath her. $25, do not touch. The shopkeeper noticed me staring and said, "If you really want that doll, you can have it. But I wouldn't recommend taking her home." I laughed it off, thought she was just trying to make a sale with a spooky backstory. I bought it. From the moment I brought the doll home, things felt off. The air in the room where I placed her always felt colder. My dog refused to go near it. He'd just stand at the doorway, growling softly, eyes locked on the doll's face. That first night, I woke up around 2:47 a.m. to a soft clinking sound, like porcelain tapping against wood. I thought maybe the doll had fallen over, but when I checked, she was still sitting upright. Only now her head was turned toward the door. I was sure I hadn't left her like that. Over the next few nights, it got worse. I'd wake up to find her sitting in different spots. On the dresser, the chair, even once on the floor right next to my bed. I stopped sleeping in that room. Then one night, I decided to record her. I set up my phone on a shelf, hit record, and went to sleep in the guest room. When I checked the footage the next morning, it was mostly normal, until around 3 a.m. That's when the doll's head moved. Not a fall, not a trick of the light. Her head turned slowly toward the camera, and for a moment, her mouth opened. No sound, just the faintest movement, like she was breathing. Then the video cut to static. I tried to take her back to the shop, but when I got there, it was closed, windows boarded up, for lease sign on the door. I asked around, but nobody even remembered the place being open in the past year. That night, I heard a knock on my bedroom door. 3 slow knocks. When I opened it, no one was there. But sitting on the floor, right in the doorway, was the doll. The one I had locked in the garage. Her cracked locket was open, and inside was a photo I'd never seen before. It was me. Asleep. I don't know how she got that picture, and I don't want to. I wrapped her in a blanket, sealed her in a box, and shoved it in the attic. I haven't touched her since. But sometimes, late at night, I hear footsteps above me. Slow, light porcelain tapping against the floorboards. And every morning, when I check the attic door, the lock is always just a little bit loose.